Okay, what's going on, everybody? What up, tycoons? What up, traders? Have to update you guys on FTX. Okay, ticker symbol FTT specifically is going to be the token, and this thing is down massive, massive, massive. Okay, just on the day alone, we're down to 60%, over 60% currently right now. I'm gonna give you guys the levels, okay, that we really need to pay attention to. This thing could drop all the way to 561. That is my next bearish price target. Okay, so we came down here. We already hit the 1478. We blew right through it. Okay. No demand in there. We have this tiny demand zone right here. All right. We could see potentially buyers step in here. All right. And that's going to be over here from December of last year. We have this little tight consolidation period. We may see some buyers step in that zone. All right. But specifically, what we would see, even if we get that right, is going to be a move down, a bounce up to retest this level here around 1478, possibly, or just even pop up, look above and fail, and then come back down. All right. 561 is going to be the target once we break through this little demand zone here. And it's just wild what's happening right now. A lot of people don't like Sam Bankman-Friedman. All right, SBF. He's been getting a lot of hate. He just put out this big old thing on crypto regulation, and this is just what people needed to dump it, right? And if you're not familiar with what's going on, we can go ahead and take a look. And this Twitter thread right here basically explains it all very nicely. Okay, so follow at Midas the Fool, to go ahead and just give him his due credits. Okay, so if you're wondering what's going on, all right, this thread, it will cover it all right here. So it all starts with a leaked balance sheet from CoinDesk, which is suspicious already, right? CoinDesk is leaking a balance sheet, but it basically shows that Alameda, which is the parent company, right? That's like the parent company of FTX. They predominantly hold FTT and a liquid altcoins, right? Now, specifically, a lot of things to do with Solana related altcoins. So Solana is also getting hit really hard, as well as the overall market in general. Some coins like Phantom and other things are also seeing the pain. All right. But speculation starts to fly that they can be liquidated if price falls enough, like 3AC. So we're going to see possibly another Three Arrows Capital liquidation session. All right. And this is very brutal for the market. It's very tough to understand. It's hurting Bitcoin a lot. And as he says right here, it also makes you wonder who leaked the balance sheet to CoinDesk, right? It really could be anyone, as SBF dropped a highly debated thread on how to deal with regulators earlier in the month, right? And I was just mentioning to you guys that how he just put out this whole thing about regulation, and a lot of the crypto space is very anti-regulation, and they want full decentralization. Okay. There were a few jabs exchanged, as well as CZ liking the solvency article to spread some FUD. Right now, CZ is the CEO of Binance. Okay, that's the Binance CEO. And let me see right here. Okay, and yeah, you can just see right here. He's over here liking these things, right, and kind of just like helping spread the FUD. Is Alameda Research insolvent? You can see that's under his likes right there. So he's kind of just helping spread the FUD. Those two have been having a little bit of a rivalry, right, and kind of going back and forth at it. But basically, recently he just announced, okay, the CEO of Binance just decided to, it's time to drop the bomb that he's moving to sell his entire stake of FTT, sorry. And really, it's like about a 2.1 billion position. All right, we'll take a look at that right here. So as part of Binance's exit from FTX equity last year, Binance received roughly 2.1 billion US dollars equivalent. And basically what he's saying, right, if we take this out of here, they've decided to liquidate any remaining FTT on our books. So that's a lot of money, guys. That's so much money, right? And CZ was clearly sour about something Sam may have done or would do, keeping it no secret he's upset about people and that he has a lot more FTT to dump, right? And we can take a look here. All right, liquidating our FTT is just post-exit risk management, learning from Luna. We gave support before, but we won't pretend to make love after divorce. We are not against anyone, but we won't support people who lobby against other industry players behind their backs. Onwards, right? And they've been very supportive of each other. And CZ is very open to supporting other big players in the industry. But basically, what's happening is, you know, SBF is going and lobbying with political parties in the US to basically make Binance like extinct in the US, and would make it it would basically hurt their business a whole lot, right? And so he's like, "Man, I see what you're doing. So, you know what? I'm just going to start the rug pull." And basically he's doing a huge rug pull. We can take a look here, and they just sold $584 million worth, right? And so people were wondering, like, okay, well, this huge whale transaction right here, shout out to Whale Alert. People were wondering if that was part of what he was doing. And he's like, oh, well, I'm fully transparent. I'm just going to be as transparent as possible. Yes, this is part of it, right? So now people don't have to wonder where it's coming from, right? And then we have this Caroline, the CEO of Alameda, jumps to try and defend slash explain the balance sheet, citing that they still have other assets as well, over 10 billion in other assets, right? A few notes on the balance sheet info that have been circulating recently. That specific balance sheet is a subset of our corporate entities. We have over 10 billion of assets that aren't reflected here, right? And then we go down, and then she even offers CZ an OTC deal for the FTT at 22. Speculation runs wild if she is stating this as this is a price she needs to guard for a margin call, or truly doing it to help limit market impact, right? So basically, if this thing dumps below 22, there's a lot of speculation that there's going to be a huge margin call, right? A huge liquidation that's going to happen. And if we continue onwards, we can see CZ has definitely seen her tweet, but is currently deciding to throw shade instead of accepting it, implying FTX has no funds to buy his FTT tokens, though he did say he would sell it slowly over many months, right? And so right here, this is basically what they're talking about. Somebody is saying, with what money? And then he is over here replying, okay, with the shruggy face, all right? He's shrugging right here, shrugging his shoulders. So he's really supporting the FUD and helping spread and just light fire to the FUD. When people are saying, because basically this guy right here, FRX Research, he's saying, what money are you going to buy all of his FTT with, right? And then he's coming through and saying, I don't know either. They don't have no money. That's why I'm dumping it all. Okay. So that's basically what's going on. We can read further along into the thread and see how it's going and see how it's progressing. Someone is really holding the line at 22 for FTT over the last 24 hours, while known Alameda coins like Sol, Maps, SRM, Oxy, etc. bleed out, right? And you can take a look at the chart right here, and you can see that 22 big buying pressure, 22 big buying pressure, 22 big buying pressure. It's been a wall right there, okay, a wall of buyers. And they're saying that, that's basically Alameda coming in and really just trying to keep FTT above its liquidation price, its possible liquidation price. Okay. For many hours now, withdrawals have been delayed as giant industry players remove their holdings from FTX. Nexo removed $100 million plus, as well as Arca and other big traders remove their funds. And you can see that right here. Okay. Here's the withdrawal volume, in dollars. Lots and lots, 100 million right there. We have 80 million right there, 40 million, 30 million, 24, 24, 18, 18. I mean, this is massive amounts of money, especially when it comes to a token like FTT. Okay. It's not like Bitcoin, it's not as liquid as Bitcoin, right? FTX stablecoin holdings have fallen ridiculously low from even 7 days ago. What's more is that Alameda can be seen depositing small accounts as they try to find liquidity wherever they can from other exchanges and wallets. Okay. FTX comments and say they will be able to satisfy the withdrawals, but they just need to get their bank wires in. Currently, many are still waiting on their withdrawal request. And we've seen this before. Companies come out and they say, everything's fine. Everything's fine. You don't have to worry. We have the money. And then what do you know? They're like, oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have any of it. We're going bankrupt. Okay. So that's a big possibility. And that's, why we're seeing it dump even more, right? That's why all these other big players are dumping even more in fear of this. Okay. And so an aggregation of FTX wallets from Lawmaster shows that FTX accounts have lost $230 million since a month ago, right? I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. Okay. The total on-chain balance decreased by 230 million in the last month. That's a 47% decrease. Most of the funds were deposited to FTX and Genesis. To keep up with some of the FTX wallet amounts, the links can be used below. We'll update more. All right. And then so we have a lot of money heading back into FTX from big players. Potential deal was accepted, over 40 million from Genesis Trading into FTX. And then FTX continues to reload from Circle, bringing in millions of USDC in the last 15 hours. And then we can see the second update right here. CZ implies he would be willing to trade for $500 million worth of BNB, then intentionally / unintentionally compares FTT to Luna. FTT breaks below 22 after this, only to bounce above again. Right, and we can take a look of here. All right, and do you plan on taking Alameda up on their offer to close the position OTC to avoid further market impact? And it says they have or will buy $580 million of BNB. Sounds like you want Alameda to buy 580 million of BNB and then do a swap for the FTT. And he says, I didn't say that. It was a question, not a commitment. I think we will stay in the free market. We still hold Luna, now LUNC today, laughing emoji. So, that's basically it. We kind of just covered everything. We looked at the chart, and, now you guys know a little bit of the story of why it's happening and what's really going on behind the scenes. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm dropping videos every single week covering any cryptocurrencies, tokens, altcoins you guys are looking at. I do viewer requests every week. So if you have something you want me to chart up and look at for you, make sure to let me know in the comments below.